One.
Welcome back. 4th and 9 to victory. Man, we here. I'm your boy, Fight on Kristen.
And it's your boy B Jinx, man. We back at it, man. One more
We
season,
back
right?
at it, man. Happy Thursday, everybody. It is Thursday, which means what? We are 2 days away from opening the season, week 0 at the Coliseum versus San Jose State. Man, it's been a long off season. Can't believe that we finally here, B. Man, but we here. Everybody, you know how we do every game day. We're going to be locked and loaded, going live during the game so you guys can call in. We'll be breaking down the game, having a watch party, as we always do during the season. About to be our second season. First season was a lot of learning. As you can see, got some different graphics and things of that nature, and just getting used to it. But it was a good first year, so we appreciate everybody and looking forward to the season, B.
We definitely appreciate the support. All the subscribers. Hey, listen, this is your first time hearing us 4th and 9 to victory. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the share, hit the like, and hit that bell for notification.
Exactly. And we're going to get into it. Typically, our pregame videos that we do for the week, when we're about to face an opponent, we kind of break down their schemes, their tendencies, their star players, and things of that nature. For week 0, we're going to do something a little different this week because just like with us, San Jose State has a lot of transfers in, people out, and we really don't have any film to go off on to base what they're going to be this year. But we do want to just have this pregame and give you some of their key players, right? And some of their transfers that's coming in. So first off, looks like Luke Weaver, transfer from Hawaii, won the starting position over Daniel Rolovich. So Luke Weaver is going to be the starting quarterback. He previously played at Hawaii. He has good mobility, decision-making, and poise. This will be his first start. Running back. We must be aware of Jabari Bates, right? He only played in 4 games last year for them due to injury, but he averaged 7.1 yards a carry. He had 192 yards and 2 TDs on 27 carries, including an 87-yard TD run against Idaho. I know we're saying Idaho is not a great opponent, but at the same time, he shows the ability to have the long ball, right? He got some King Miller in him. And so we'll get there. But one issue we had last year was what? Stopping the run. And so they have a decent running back coming in. We need to be prepared. At wide receiver, they have one wide receiver that's been projected as a 3rd-team All-Mountain West preseason. That's Jerry McClure. He's a transfer from San Diego State. Malachi Riley, he's the one. He's 4th-team preseason All-Mountain West. On the defensive side, that we're going to have to minimize is going to be Ethan Powell, their linebacker. He finished 2025 with 37 tackles, 2.5 tackles for loss. He's a 2nd-team preseason All-Mountain West linebacker. They have another linebacker, Nasari Danielson. He's 3rd-team All-Mountain West preseason as well. On the defensive line, we're going to be much bigger than them, but they do have Justin Stearns on the defensive line. He's been named 4th-team preseason All-Mountain West. He's the guy that they count on to generate pressure. So that's definitely the guy that we're going to have to negate, right? We shut him down. Those big linemen get on him, then, we should be able to move and run the ball at will. Lastly, they have a veteran transfer from Cal Poly, Brian Dukes Jr., their safety, 6'3", 215. That's a good safety size. He's been named 4th-team all preseason Mountain West as well. But that's the gist of their team, kind of their lookout players there. And so those are the guys that we don't want to hear their names either way, right? We don't want to be mama, there goes that man again, right? During the game. All right, man, you ready to get into it? As our 4th-and-9 people understand, we do downs, right? 4th-and-9 to victory. We do 4-down series. And so we're going to get into our down series. All right, B, first down. Good or bad? Your take. What are your expectations for week 1 from this week 0? I'm sorry, I should say week 0. It is the first game, but it's actually week 0.
I know what you meant.
Right.
Yeah, my
Um,
expectations are, Chris, man, I'm looking to see how efficient the offense is on their first couple of drives. I know in this situation where the opponent is clearly outmatched, but I want to see if we're going to come out and be as efficient on offense and along that defensive line on the first couple of drives. I look for Riley to go down the field. I want to see. I anticipate him, running the ball, but most importantly, how efficient we are on, especially once we get into the red zone, getting into the end zone, right? That's on offense. On defense, like you always say, stopping the run. Can we keep San Jose State, an inferior opponent, under 2 yards per carry? Under 2 yards per carry. So that's what I'm looking for, and whether or not we'll be able to get the a lot of freshmen into the ball game early enough to see to get some good production out of them.
yeah, man. Uh, Definitely what I better see, I want to see, I have to see, in the words of John and Ray's Boo Boom Room from Life, I got to see is this defensive line, this front seven show up. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
My expectation, especially with us being bigger on the defense and offensive line against San Jose State, is we should not be pushed around, especially on the defensive line. If we
Right.
give up 4 yards of carry or more, like we did against Missouri State and Georgia Southern last year, to me, again, that's another red flag that this defense is not took that next step and not the defense that we need in order to make a playoff run. Right.
Right.
Like you said, that rush per average, it needs to be too low. To me, 3 is too much, but definitely they should not be
Mhm.
averaging 4 yards or more, as we seen Missouri State and Georgia Southern do on it against last year. As you know, from the first couple of games, I was like, B, there's a problem. We can't stop the
Right.
run. I
Right.
don't care how many negative plays we do and what their total yards look like. If they're averaging over 4 yards a carry, uh, against what you call the preseason games, these teams where we're
Right.
definitely bigger than them in the trenches, I expect to see the front seven, right? Defensive line. I expect to see linebackers filling gaps, coming downhill, making tackles, right? I expect the defensive line to be playing on San Jose State side of the ball. No stalemates, no being pushed backs on skate this year. I expect to take the defense to take their next step. I expect to see what GP and Eckler has brought in defensively. I expect to see a different tenacity, aggressive defensive play calling as well. I don't expect to see, and this is going to get your blood boiling if you see it, be
What's that?
corners playing 15 on 15.
Right. Playing 8 yards off and then bailing at the snap.
Yeah, I already know they're gonna get your blood boiling for another season. I don't expect to see. I don't expect to see that. Offensively, I expect to see us do what we do. Right. I expect to see the offensive line, no matter if we lost Killian, for the year or not. I expect
Right.
this offensive line should be able to lean on this smaller defensive line and move them out the way it will. I expect on third and one, that Waymo don't have to make two people miss in the backfield to get the first down. Right.
Right.
I don't expect to see that. I expect the offense to do what they do. I expect Maava to do what he's going to do, the offensive line. But more important than anything, be my expectation and my eyes are really going to be on this front seven and on this defense. I
Okay.
feel confidence in the offense. It's you guys have been telling us all off season, oh, how great this defense is. Same thing we heard for the last 2 seasons. I expect to see it this year. I
Right.
expected to see it the last 2 seasons and I didn't, but I expect to see it, right? We have the players, we have the roster. This is what we're being told from the coaching staff. Even Ray Charles can see it, right? I'm not Ray Charles. I have my sight. I expect to see it on Saturday.
Right.
All right, man. You ready to get on to the next down?
Let's get to it.
Second down. Who do you project is going to be your offensive impact player for week 0?
Um, Again, I don't expect to see anything outside of a vanilla package. So I'm going to
Mm,
say a running back.
okay.
Um, I'm going to say Waymo. He was kind of banged up last season. I know Riley want to knock some of the dust off of him. We've seen what he can do, but he was limited because he was out by game 5. We know what King Miller can do. So I expect for him to try to get Waymo and actually King Miller going early off in the game, but definitely Waymo. You want to get him probably anywhere from 10 to 15 carries in this game and then get him out, right? But I want to see how productive he's going to be with those 10 to 15 carries. Whether or not he'll have the same step, because you remember what did he have, an ankle surgery, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I want to see how productive he's going to be with the 10 to 15 carries that he's going to get, because it's going to actually set the tone on how we run the ball, in the latter part of the season.
Got you. For me, since you went running back, which was what I wanted to go with running back, because I wanted to see us run the ball. I mean, not saying we didn't run it last year. We ran the ball. We actually ran the ball more times than we threw it as far as play calls. But I'm gonna go with Jaden Maiava in a limited capacity, right? This is a game he should be out by third quarter. But this should be a game like he had against Georgia Southern them last year, right? I mean, 3 quarters, put up 400 yards, get him on out the game. I just think that even though we want to run the ball, with breaking in a new wide receiver, Terrell Anderson, right? Chinook Hines didn't practice all spring. He'll be there. And with the freshman wide receiver and stuff we're coming in, that Riley's going to make a conscious effort to get these guys on the same page, right? And get them some game reps. So with that being said, I'm going to go with Jaden Maiava, because I expect Jaden Maiava and those wide receivers to be on the same page, especially with those young wide receivers. I expect to see some plays being made out there. So I think Jaden Maiava will have one of those games where, he played 2.5 quarters at the most, right? 2.5 quarters at the most, but still have somewhere, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, something around.
You're gonna give him 2.5 quarters. I give him 2 quarters. I give him the first half. And then he's out.
I mean, it took us about 2.5 quarters last year with Georgia Southern and Missouri State. And to me, San Jose State is a lot more competitive than both of those schools. So I still see this about a 2.5 late third quarter before we actually get our starters out of there. But again, if this defense is what we've been told it was going to be,
that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, if this defense is what it's going to be supposed to be, and not what it's been the last 2 years, then he definitely can be out of there in the first half. But it's going to all depends on
the defense.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And if the offense is clicking, if they come out and they're clicking, and Jaden and all the new wide receivers are on the same page, and we're scoring and we're not putting, so but I think about two and a half quarters.
Okay.
All right. Third down. Your defensive. This is interesting. And man, we're gonna keep up with the same thing as last year. So I take third and fourth down.
Okay, cool.
Is you cool with that?
Yeah. Let's go. All
right. So I'll start us off third down. Defensive impact player of the game. I'm going Big Alex V.
Okay.
And this is why, B. We might not see it in the stats, right? It might not. He might not be the guy. The edge guys might have the two sacks and this tackle for loss and that. To me, I believe he's going to be the defensive impact player of the game, because I do believe we go in here and for the first time since Pete Carroll days, we're going to see a defense shut down the run. Not stop the run, shut down the run, and he's going to be a big part of it, right? We're not going to see what we seen last year with our nose guard being pushed in the linebacker's lap 5 and 7 yards off the ball, right? So while Alex V, you might look at the end of the game and be like, oh, he only had 1 or 2 tackles. Like, how's he a player of the game? It's going to be his impact and totality of taking on the double teams, right? Beating double teams, shooting the right gaps, right? Not being moved, that type of stuff. Because for me personally, I'm going to be watching that front 7. That's where my eyes is, especially the interior of that defensive line. And I expect the interior of this defensive line to not be on skates, to not be getting pushed back like last season. I know Thanos is injured. That's not an excuse. Get it done, right? We have to get it done. And I believe in Alex V. You guys, We have a video breakdown of Alex V. So go check him out, man. His skills and what he possesses and what he can bring. I believe he's going to impact this game from the inside, and everything that we do defense is going to build off of that. So I'm going
Okay.
with Alex V, my guy.
I'm going to say Desmond Stevens.
Okay.
He's been talked about, and I know
Okay.
a few weeks ago I mentioned Jade when I spoke about us having that dog on defense. But when you think about the captain of the defense, you want the captain to come from where? The middle of the defense, the heart of it. What's the heart of the defense? Your linebackers. So I expect for Desmond Stevens to really step up and take control of that responsibility, getting the players up for the game, making sure that, everybody in front of him is aligned, and making sure that, he holds everybody, including himself, accountable, especially on the back end. So I remember the last time we had a great defense was under the Carroll era. You mentioned the Pete Carroll era, right? But that's when we had the strongest linebackers. When you talk about a Ray Maluga, when you talk about a Clay Matthews and a Brian Cushion, all of them went in the first and second round, but they were the dogs, the alpha dogs on that defense, right? Especially the '08 defense. So I'm looking forward to be Desmond Stevens.
Nice. So Alex V and Desmond Stevens and Waymo and Jaden Maaba. And we'll touch back in our post game and see where we landed
Right.
with how our picks done. And so we'll see there. All right, let's move on to fourth down. Well, USC covered a 38.5 point spread. That's the point spread, man. That's the point spread against San Jose State. And B, I'm answering with my heart and my mind, right?
Okay.
And those who follow 49 victory know what heart and mind is. We'll bring that out, during the season as well as we did in the offseason. But I'm answering with my heart and my mind that we get this done, right? We have the superior talent. When I look at last season, and I actually looked at season highlights again this morning, couldn't find nothing else to watch, and it came across YouTube, so I watched it again.
Okay.
And a lot of the issues from last year, I do feel like, we're addressed, right? We went and got that inside run plugger in Alex V. We went and got that cornerback, right, that can play press and all that, and Jontez Williams, right? We went and got the highest rated run stopping linebacker that was in the portal, right, and Bryant, right? So with that and everything else that we have coming back, I know we lost our projected starting center, but we still got everybody back from last year on the offensive line, starting on the offensive line. Starting quarterback, 2 starting running backs, starting wide receiver, breaking in tight end and that. But we're the superior team here. And San Jose State, I mean, they struggled last year. They lost their quarterback. They lost their best wide receiver as well to the portal. And so we have the superior talent. And if we're the team and if we're going to make the playoffs, it starts with this. We will beat them. We will cover the spread.
I'm going to say we better cover that spread. That's what I'm going to say. We better cover that spread. When you talk about, like you said, the physical, the talent on both sides of the ball, especially along the offensive and defensive line, we're a lot bigger. We're bringing a new coordinator, someone who has head coaching experience in Gary Patterson. I really look for Riley to have this offense clicking, even with it being week 0. I look for him to really run that ball. I expect to see all 5 of our running backs get in some work if they're healthy, especially, if we're up at least 21 at the half. I say we should be up 21 to 24 at the half. Bring in the backup quarterback, and I want to see, our freshman running back get a little work. Our freshman running back, and I expect to see our freshman quarterback get a little work in with the start offensive line, maybe to start off the second half, and then Riley for Riley to get them out of there. But I expect for Riley to really pound that ball, and by the time we get to the third, fourth quarter, despite us having our backups, I expect for San Jose State to wear down, because more than likely they're going to have to keep in their starters the entire game. So, I would say this: we better cover the spread. And I want to say, and I'm looking forward to us getting at least, 250 to 300 yards on the ground.
Yeah, and to put it in perspective, B, right? Their biggest defensive lineman is 295. That's wild. So their defensive line
Right.
average is 272 pounds, while our
Right.
starting offensive line is 312.
That's why I
312
said I
average.
expect for Riley to really lean on them in the running game.
We should be able to push them around.
Right, push them around in the running game. I'm talking about, all the way up into the third quarter. And if that's the starting offensive line, I can only imagine, starting offensive and defensive line, I can only imagine what their backups look like. So, yeah, I expect for Riley to come out and really lean on them and show a vanilla package. Even when it comes to the passing game, I don't expect for Riley to show anything outside of maybe, a base package, but more than likely expect for it to be a heavy dose of running the ball and getting, knocking the dust off of our running backs in our O line. As well,
Yeah.
we shouldn't have to go pass heavy. We shouldn't have to.
And we even have an advantage over their offensive line with our size, man. So that's wild. All right, man. Let's move on. That is fourth down. As always, you know how we do it. Fourth and 9 victory. You guys know how we do it. Here and there, not every week. Sometimes I throw in an overtime question. First, second, third, fourth down. We both know those questions prior to coming to the show. If I throw in an overtime, only I know. That's why it's a question for B to answer. He did not have this question prior. That's the point of overtime, right? You never know what's going to happen. And so we're going to hit him with the overtime question. B, 5-star Anthony Lucas did not get his first career sack until the second game of his senior year. Do one of our two freshman defensive linemen get a sack in year one? And if so, who?
Yes. And I want to say it's going to come in the first game. And more than likely, we're probably looking at what's his name, Luke Waitful. I expect for him to get some burn, maybe midway through the first quarter, to come off that edge, or maybe even a stunt, and for him to get to that quarterback. I expect for that. I expect for that to happen in game one. And again, I hate to call it preseason, but that's exactly what it is. It's preseason, so it's. I think it builds up to what we got coming up. Once we get into conference play, but that's the perfect opportunity to get these freshman kids, some clock, right? It's in the first three games, especially the first game. So I wouldn't be surprised if Luke Waitful got his first sack probably midway through the second quarter of this first game.
I'm tickled by that. Hey, what you say? He ain't got to wait till the second game. But you said he's gonna get it in game one.
He should get it in game one, right?
In game one, huh? Okay,
right.
Okay. I agree. I think if you ask any USC fan, Waitful will probably be the answer. So I'm gonna throw a wrench at you. Give me someone not named Luke Waitful
along the defensive line.
Yeah, and it don't have to be in game one, just in this first year. So it can be Tom, Jamion Winfield.
Yeah, I got you. I want to say, that's a good one. Don't we have another freshman? What's his name? Ramos.
Well, he came in last year's class.
He's okay. Did he redshirt?
Well, we can call him one because he a red.
Yeah, he redshirted, right?
Well, yeah, but there's no more such thing as red shirts.
Oh, right. But did he play? Did he play last season?
He played like in the jump
range. So we're not gonna count that. We're not gonna count him there. He has experience. I want to say Wingfield. I expect for him. That's the kid that's out of Texas, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's the one that's out of Texas. Yeah, Jamion Winfield.
So you got Tom. He played defensive tackle. Then you got Samote Katabanga. They play DN. He had a good fall. He had a good camp and all that. Luke Waitful, Jake Johnson, Sam Smith, and Andrew Williams. So to me, it'll come down. Well, we saying not name Luke Waitful, right? I think
I said it's gonna have more than likely it's gonna be an edge person. I got a feeling it's gonna be an edge person. What's the first kid you named?
Who,
Son
Tom
of
Tom or Samote?
Samote.
Samote,
Samote.
yeah, he's had a good
He had a good camp.
yep.
Yeah, I got a feeling it's gonna be an edge person. I got a feeling it's gonna be an edge person. So I want to say not name Luke Wafer. I want to say that kid, Samote.
Okay, Samote. All right. Well, man, that wraps up our down series, man. We're gonna get to our weekly schedule. We're doing some things a little here different this season. So let's get to it. We'll share it with you and let you guys get on out of here. All right. So as always, our upcoming schedule. Today is Thursday, 2 days from now. I'm so excited to say this.
Yeah, most definitely.
Saturday, 8/29/2026. We are kicking it off. USC San Jose State. It's going to be our live watch / film study. During this time, man, we're on live the whole game. We put the link in. We allow you guys to call in as you watching the game to share what you're seeing. We talk about it. We have other podcasters that call in and join as well. So a lot of names you guys know, like Carter Sports, the Light the Torch guys. Sometimes USCJ pop up in the comments and things like that. Holly Walnuts. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we all get here together, man, and we break down this game and we watch it. So Saturday, the game starts at 2:00 Central. So we'll be kicking off at 1:30, right? We'll go over injury report. I better not see nobody else on there. Right now, we know Killian is out. We know Thanos is out for the first 3 weeks. But we'll see, man. Hope it's not like last year. We got to week 0 and 6 people were out, and we were like, "What happened?" So the game started 2. We'll be kicking it right off at 1:30 Central, right here on 4th and 9. The Victory. The game starts at 2. It'll be on NBC/Peacock. On Sunday, we will be dropping our post game recap, right, for USC and San Jose State. On Monday, we'll be dropping our USC versus San Jose State position grades video. So be sure you guys have that bell tucked on so you don't miss none of these videos. On Tuesday, we'll be dropping our get into the game, the play of the game. We'll actually go into the game and break down a couple plays of the game, schematically wise, what happened and why they were good plays and how they changed how the game was going, right? So we want to break down the play of the game. Right. On Wednesdays, we don't have anything. There's time for us to kind of refresh ourselves and take a bye. On Thursday, we'll be doing our pregame breakdown for USC versus Fresno State, right? So we're getting into the next week. On Friday, we'll be dropping our USC versus Fresno State jobs not done, right? So hey, no matter what happened in week 0, how good, how bad, always something to be learned from it. So we'll be dropping that video Friday morning. Then Friday night, we're in week 1, and we already have a Friday night game. Well, it's the only one for the year. We're getting it out the way early this year. 9/4/2026. So that night, we will be going live again for USC Fresno State. That game is going to be on Fox. The game starts at 8 p.m. Central. We will be right here on 4th and 9 and Victory at 7:30. We'll do a little pregame. Again, go over some injury reports and things of that nature. Any news that we have gotten through the week prior to the video that we dropped Thursday. And we will be watching the game live again. And next week, we'll give you the schedule for the following week. But it's going to be the same. We will, every Sunday, we're going to have our post game. Every Monday will be our position grade. Every Tuesday is going to be our get into the game. Every Thursday is going to be the pregame for the next team that we're playing and break down some of their tendencies. On Friday, it's going to be the job's not done. And after next week, all games will be on Saturday. And so we'll be live every Saturday for the remainder of the season. Man, that is the schedule. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, have that bell on so you don't miss any of the videos. And before we get out of here, B, I'm going to pass it over to you before I close this out, my guy.
No, you covered everything, Chris. Like you said, just join us live on game day. We allow, the fans call in to give you a perspective of it. We have what we like to call our live watch party. So looking forward to the season. new coaching staff, as far as defensive and linebackers and special teams. So I'm looking forward to improvement on all facets of the game.
Most definitely. I'm glad you said that, man, because we missed that in our expectations as far as special teams. Yep, we definitely. Well, everyone, we appreciate you, man. I'm so excited. We're 2 days away from kickoff week 0, USC versus San Jose State. Man, let's get it. But again, everyone, appreciate all your support, man. Hit like, subscribe, comment. Be sure to hit that bell so you can get all these videos. But until later on, Trojan family, as always, we are out of here. Fight on, fight on.
Fight on.